everyone, it's Patty. Thanks for joining me. I'm from PS Paper Crafts. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I want to show you today how I made this card. It's a birthday card, birthday wishes, let's celebrate you. And I'm using the Thoughtful Blooms and then the punch that goes along with it. And these are free items during Sale-A-Bration. Between now and the end of March, Stampin' Up! Has something every year. They call it Sale-A-Bration. And for this time frame, there's products that you can get for free if you purchase a certain amount of money. So it's used $50 or $100 in purchase, you'd get a free product. So this stamp set is free with a $50 purchase. It's called Thoughtful Blooms. And then there's a coordinating punch, the small bloom punch, and that's free with a $100 purchase. So you can do one or the other. You could do 150 and get both of them. But I love this. I just love that you can build your own little scene here. So I made this card yesterday, and I thought it was just bright and cheery. And I just used this and kind of stamped it around, and then I stamped this in the middle and added and built and went on and on. So this is on my blog for yesterday, pspapercrafts.com, if you wanted to see all the instructions. And in today's video, we're going to make this card, and I'm going to use this embossing folder. I'm going to make my own little window box for it, and this for the flowers, and we're going to punch out some of the flowers. So it's pretty cool. I'm really happy with how it came out. And let's get started. I have some of my pieces cut. So we're using Coastal Cabana is the blue or green, whatever color that is. And then we're using soft suede. And I'm going to make one layer with the embossed look, and then the other layer is just going to be the card. I just didn't want this to be embossed on the inside. It doesn't matter if you do it that way. And then I used this die. Let me just show you, and you can use whatever you want. I took this painted label, so I have this, and I cut this out. I'm going to emboss it and then cut off the top, and then I have this little piece that gives you that fancy little outside frame for that. Now, I've seen people make different cards using different punches or whatever to make a vase or a planter or whatever. So just look at what you have. I just went through all of my dies. I have them on these magnetic sheets so I could see them. And I just look and I was like, well, this looks like it could be a planter. I don't know. Or a window box or something. So look at what you have. I've seen a lot of different ways of doing this, so I think it's really cool. So the first thing we're going to do is get out our embossing folder. And this is in the new mini catalog. And it's the Coastal Weave. And it's really very pretty. It looks like a weaved mat or little rug or something like that, and I just love it. So we're going to do both pieces. So let me put these aside. Get my big shot. Now this is one of the 3D folders. So with the 3D embossing folders, you'll want to use your blue plate. It's specifically for 3D embossing folders. And I don't have anything underneath. I'm just going to put it right on. There's no other plate underneath, or if you have your tabs, whatever you do your embossing on is what I would use. So I'm going to put this down, and I want to make sure that I have it lined up going this way so that it embosses like that. So it really looks like a weaved basket. And I'm going to just try my best to make it straight. I don't think it's that critical if it isn't. And I'm just going to close it down, put my plate, I'm going to have the fold going in first, put my plate over it, and just run it through. Now you can spritz your paper if you want to get a deeper impression. I don't really do that. I know other people do, but it doesn't seem to make a big difference to me. Sometimes it gets a little cracked, the embossing, but it doesn't bother me at all. And then this one, I'm going to use the line down here to line it up. So I'm just going to go, and it really takes up the whole thing. And I'll just run it through this way. So I want to put the plate over it, put it through. Oops. And I'm just going slow so I don't shake too much here. And then we can get rid of this. Okay, and then we'll open up the folder, and it looks beautiful. I love it. So this is a great folder to have. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to trim off the top of this. So I have my new little trimmer here. This is free if you join Stamping Up. So right now, you can join Stamping Up as a demonstrator, which doesn't mean you have to run it as a business. But if you join now, you get this mini cutter for free. It does 6x6 really well. I like it for little things like this. You get a free stamp set of your choice. You get a 6x6 pack of various designer series paper that's in the new mini catalog. That's all free. And then you get $125 worth of product for $99 plus free shipping. And then your next order, you get 20% off. It's really the best deal for Stamping Up. And then, you know, if you don't want to do anything further, if you don't want to run it as a business, you just, you know, get your 20% off on your future orders. And it's really a great deal. So I just wanted to give that plug, but I like that mini trimmer. I have it, I take it with me when I go places, and it's just very easy to use. So let's put this together first. I'm going to use my liquid glue, and I'm just going to put this down and put it aside. Whoa, oh my goodness, my liquid glue is bursting at the seams here. I'm going to get another one, and I don't know what, I have it stored upside down, and I just want to make sure I get this, just bear with me. I just want to kind of, I don't want to make a mess with it. That'll be okay. That, I don't know. So let me put that down, and I have a little tissue here. I think this we can save because we're going right over it. Okay, I think we're okay. So let's try this other glue and see if we don't have that problem. You know what? It's in the sun. I bet you I shouldn't leave it. I have this sunny window, and I have a feeling that it may be like just melting. So I should probably store it somewhere else. I'm right in front of this window, and it's not all that sunny right now because I have my blinds closed, but I had it open before. So let's try to put the glue somewhere else. But anyway, let's get this going. A little fun adventure in my card making here. I've never seen that happen. It's kind of strange, but anyway, so then I'm going to take this piece of the Whisper White, and this is what I'm going to put my scene on. So what I did was I just took this, kind of eyeballed where I want it, and then I'm just going to lightly run a pencil around it, just so I know where to stamp. I don't want to stamp outside of that. I have glue on my fingers. And let's see, the colors we're using, I have them right here, are Old Olive and Crumb Cake, Daffodil Delight, and Coastal Cabana. So let's get our stems and leaves going. So I have those already mounted. I just want to make sure you guys can see what I'm doing here. So I'm just going to have one kind of going out this way, and then straight up. I'm going to have this one down a little bit, and this is going to get covered, so no worries if it's too low. Okay, so those are done, and let's put some leaves on, and all these stamps are in this stamp set, so it's definitely nice to have. So I'm going to just add these leaves here, and I have a single leaf as well, because I want to have room for other flowers. So here's this single leaf, and I think I'll put it up here. I'm trying to follow what I did over there because I have these other things coming out. I'm going to wait on that one and come back to it because I want to put these neat little branches with the Coastal Cabana dots on. And I want to make sure I have room for them and don't knock them out with the leaves. So I'm going to have this one coming out, and this one I'm going to have go down low so it only comes up a little bit, and just varying heights. So that's in crumb cake. And then we're going to do the Coastal Cabana to do the dots. So you'll see, I don't know if you could see this, these little branches with the dots. So this just goes right over it. You just have to take a minute to line it up. And I'm lining up kind of the top one. And if it's not perfect, it really doesn't matter. Just get them in the general area. I just think this kind of pulls it, ties it with the layer for this, and then that little piece that goes across, this little lacy piece. I like it when it all ties together. So I want to put, I think, a leaf. I still have this one leaf I want to add. So I'm going to add it up here. And it might not even show it, the flower, we'll see. So let's close these up and let's do our flowers. So the flowers I'm doing on a scrap of Whisper White. And you'll see it's really a scrap. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to double stamp it. So I'm going to stamp it once dark, and this is the one that's, this is Daffodil Delight, and I'm stamping it straight on. And this is kind of the detail. I'm going to do it this way so I have enough room. Might be a little tight. We'll see how that works. And then I'm going to take a piece of scrap paper, and I want to stamp right over these, but I'm going to stamp off first so I get a lighter color so you can see the detail. So sometimes you have a hard time figuring which to stamp first. So try it, and usually it's easier if you have the darker color first. Okay. But try it both ways. I think I tried it the lighter color first, and then I couldn't really see through it clearly to get the darker color. So let's see if we can get these going with the punch. So here's the punch. And if you'll notice, I tried to punch it up and down so that when I look through it, it's not all weird on me. And you just want to get an even amount of white. And I kind of close it and then move it around a little bit more. There's one. And this is the one that's a little close to the one next to it. I probably should have had a bigger scrap. That one I think is going to be a little too tight. Let me get another scrap. And here's one. It's got stuff on the back, but that's okay. So let me just do this real quick one more time. I want to make sure we have enough room for it. Okay. Huh. See, I was practicing. So there's the dark. And then we'll go off. And there's the light. So we've got our 3 flowers. Let's punch this out. See how I was off here? I think I did it the wrong way first. So you just practice on scrap paper, and then you figure it out. Or you watch a video and let somebody else figure it out. Okay, so these are the 3 flowers. And then what I did was I took my bone folder and I just turned it upside down and just like creased it a little bit. Not creased it, but just kind of rounded it a little bit. You don't want to go too hard because you will crease it just to give it a little bit of a lift. You can go crazy with this and make it, you know, make it really come up and do layers, but I just wanted to give it a little tiny bit of lift. There's the one with the back, but nobody will see that. Okay, so we have those done. We have this done. Let's add this and add this to it. And I'm going to use my liquid glue, and let's hope it's not a mess. Okay. So I'm going to put this down. Now it's not going to come out. It must have been the bottom of the barrel there. So I'm going to go right over this. You can erase the pencil, but this is going right over it. And then we'll put a little liquid glue here. Just a little bit. Little bit will do ya. And I love the colors together. The Coastal Cabana and soft suede. And I think the soft suede just makes this basket or planter or whatever you want to call it really pretty. And I'm just kind of moving it down a little bit. Sorry, there we go. And I'm just going to put a block on this just to hold it down in place. And with these I'm going to put glue dots on the flowers so that we can just add them easily. So I'll just put a glue dot, just kind of kiss it. Oops. Let's just put these down. I am really almost out of glue dots. I have a new pack, but I'm going to finish these up first. Okay, so let's put these down. One, two, and three. Isn't that pretty? Okay, put these aside. Now let's do our birthday wishes. So the sentiment that I got is from Itty Bitty Birthdays. You can use the sentiment in here. I think congratulations would go good. This you could probably put it in a different place, but I wanted something kind of long and skinny, and I need a lot of birthday cards. February is a big birthday month for me. So I am going to just stamp this with the Coastal Cabana on a piece of scrap. Now these are the ends when you cut your card, your inside of your card. This piece, your 5 1/4 by 4, you always end up with these kind of pieces, and I save them. And it makes it really nice to use for this type of a banner, a sentiment banner. So I'm going to just stamp that, Coastal Cabana, and then you can cut this and make your banner, cut it up and then side to side. I like to use my banner triple punch, and you just turn it over and unlock it and just feed it in. I just have my finger on it and feed it in. I like to have it go out to the words so I have a feel of where I want to punch it. And then we'll do the other side, same thing. I'm just kind of feeding it through. I want to see the bee. Pull it out a little bit, make sure it looks pretty even. It's never perfect, but close enough. And then we can put our card together. Now I put this on, oh, I have to back it first. I put this on flat, and then I put on dimensionals on the back of the Coastal Cabana, just to pop it up a little bit. And I did that also with the sentiment. So we're just going to put some liquid glue here. I think the problem is this is almost out. I use the liquid glue all the time. So let's just put this down, and it's a very tight border. It's only 1/8 of an inch difference. So one is 3 by 4 and then 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. I like a tight border sometimes. I think it makes it just really pop. And I already have my dimensionals on this because I was making this card and I put it on the wrong one. So I always like to make the card first so that I can figure out what I'm doing before I go on a video. And I had my pieces side by side and I stamped this and I put it on the wrong one, but that's okay. So I'm going to just kind of figure out where I want this, and I put this over to the side just a little bit. Okay, and then we'll put, I'm just going to use the end of this, the last of this little dimensional, and put that right on here. I like to use every little particle. And then we can put this down, and then we'll do the inside of the card. Oh, and we have to put our pearls on. So let me get them. They are right here. I'm piling stuff up. So I actually use the largest pearls because they seem to fit the center nicely. See how that looks? See the difference? It really makes it nice. Okay, and then we'll do the inside. Isn't that cute though? I really love this. I love how it came out. And then on the inside, this is what I did. Let's celebrate you, and I did some more flowers. So let's get our green out again. I'll do the flowers first. So I'm going to just do the stems, and I think 2 is good for here. 1, 2, and we'll put some leaves on. Let me get one more leaf here, even though it goes off the paper a little bit. And then we can do our flowers again. Close this one up. I need the Daffodil Delight. And we're going to do the dark one first. And I try to get where it goes between the petals to come down. Okay, and then we'll do the stamping off. And I felt like it needed a middle, so I took this little tiny one. Do I have it out? Yes. It's this little tiny one. And since I was using my crumb cake on the outside, I figured I would just continue with it. So I just stamped that right in the middle. Just gives it kind of a finished look. I don't know if you could see it, but I like that. And then we just have to do our Let's Celebrate You and put this, adhere it to the card. So let's celebrate you. You can put whatever sentiment you want. This is in that same set, so I figured I would use it. Let me just make sure. Okay. I wanted to make sure if it was the right way. You don't want to do all this and then it's upside down, right? I would do that. Okay, so let's put this on the inside. Try this last bit of liquid glue. I'm afraid to touch the other one. Kind of exploded on me. I'm going to have to make sure I don't keep these in the sun. Okay, that's the end. Isn't it pretty? I just love it. So thanks for joining me. Let me know if you're interested in buying any of the products, getting the free stuff, joining Stamping Up. You could just email me, Patty at PS Paper Crafts, or just leave me a message. All right, thanks so much for joining me. You have a good day. Bye.